Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of our Western Australia road trip.
Last time, we got to swim with the amazing sea lions in Jurong Bay. But today, we're hitting the road again. In this video, we're heading north to Greenough, a small town just south of Darrellton. It's about a 3-hour drive from Jurong Bay.
What's in Greenough, you ask? Well, it's known for its leaning trees, old heritage buildings, and one place we were really excited to visit, the Greenough Wildlife Park.
Greenough Wildlife Park isn't super famous, like the big zoos in Perth. But that's what makes it special. It's smaller, more hands-on, and runs by people who really love and care for animals. It feels more like a big backyard for animals than a traditional zoo.
Stick around. After Greenough, we're heading to somewhere super colorful, a giant pink lake called Hutt Lagoon.
Let's get started. More nature, more animals, more fun ahead.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
So what exactly is Greenough Wildlife Park? It's not a zoo, it's not a farm, but it's something even more special.
Now in the sheep, that way your arm doesn't get stuck when they move their head, okay? So over the fence. The miniature pony, you're welcome to feed her, just don't pat her. She's still learning her manners. She's only 2. The little horse.
Smaller than you.
Yeah. Birds bite. Please do not feed or stick your fingers in with the birds, and just stay with your adults at all times, please. Sounds good? Perfect. Enjoy, guys.
Greenough Wildlife Park is a privately owned rescue park. That means it's run by people who help injured or orphaned animals. The owners work with the local community rangers and wildlife groups to find animals that are hurt, sick, or lost in the wild, and bring them here to heal and be safe.
Move your hand here so it thinks that it's a worm.
Hey Mary, do you know what they call the study of lizards?
You'll find some kinds of animals that you may have never seen before here, like kangaroos, emus, dingoes, parrots, goats, lizards, and even snakes.
Now, you're probably thinking, wait, snakes, are they dangerous?
The truth is, not all snakes are dangerous. Some snakes are non-venomous, which means they don't have poison and they can't hurt you.
But yes, in Western Australia, there are some venomous snakes in the wild, like the jugite and the tiger snake. That's why it's important to always be careful in nature.
But don't worry, the snakes here in the park are safe to be around. They're either non-venomous or handled only by trained staff.
Yeah, that's her bottom of her belly. It's really scary. You've got to go, if you go down her scales, yeah, that's it.
What's your favorite food?
Her favourite food, she eats 1 mouse.
She eats my sister, you know. She's my sister's favorite.
She eats a mouse once a month.
Oh really? That's it?
Yep.
Just feed a mouse down.
Yeah, just once a month.
Just don't feed her, then it'll be sad.
What about water?
Don't make my
Yeah, they've got water, but they don't really have it much. They get it from their food mainly.
Here's a fun fact. Snakes sometimes shed their skin. That means they take off their old tight skin to make room for their growing bodies. It's like changing clothes when you grow out of them. Shedding also helps them get rid of parasites or dirt.
So next time you see a snake skin on the ground, don't panic. It might just mean a snake has moved on to a new outfit.
There you go.
Can I do this?
Yeah, just not near his head, and he's happy for you to pat him.
At Greenough Wildlife Park, it's not just about watching animals. You actually get to join in. There are lots of fun hands-on experiences here. You can feed kangaroos, goats, or even a camel and meet rescued animals that are now being cared with for love. The barn.
The barn?
Yeah.
What's the barn look like?
Can I hug you if I'm scared?
Show the sheep.
It's okay.
There we go.
What's your name?
Karma.
Come on, you give me some food then. And guess what? You can even hold a snake if you're brave, or get a photo cuddling a dingo.
So just open fingers. Turn around.
Oh no, I'm the joke.
She's wrapping her tail to get her. So she likes to go backwards a lot, so you've just got to make sure your fingers are open so she can. Yeah, see what I mean? It's open. There you go. And then she'll straighten up and do what she wants to do.
Okay. You wanna touch me?
You just gotta move slow movements. That's it. Open fingers. As long as she feels like she can do what she wants, she's happy. There you go.
I like her.
Yeah. She's about 20 years old.
Adults, one experienced adult, and one kid.
Buy her, cat pet her for this.
How was it? How'd you feel, Manny?
He was very brave.
What's really special is that the animals aren't kept in tiny cages. Instead, they live in open, natural-style enclosures that give them space to move, play, and rest comfortably, just like they would in the wild.
That kind of environment helps animals feel less stressed, stay healthier, and even recover better if they were rescued.
There's also a playground and shady spots where families can relax, enjoy the calm, natural vibe. Oh, my back!
But the day we visited, it was really hot. Even though it was May, which is autumn in Australia, we were sweating like it was summer.
It's so hot.
Yeah.
It's still hot.
We thought it would be cool all across Australia during autumn, but turns out the further north you go, the hotter it gets. Do you know why?
It's because of the equator. The equator is an imaginary line around the middle of the Earth, where sun shines most directly. So places that are closer to the equator get more sun and heat.
And Australia is in the southern hemisphere, and the north of Australia is closer to the equator than the south. That means when we drive up north, we're actually going closer to the sunniest part of the Earth. That's why it gets hotter. So even though it's autumn in Perth, it feels more like summer the further up you go, like in Greenough or even further north in Exmouth.
And here's another cool fact. Because Australia is in the southern hemisphere, our seasons are the opposite of many countries. So when it's summer in places like Vietnam, the US, Japan, or Europe, it's winter in Australia. And when it's autumn here, it's spring over there.
Countries like New Zealand, South Africa, and parts of South America have similar weather to Australia because they're also in the southern hemisphere.
After spending time with the animals, we kept driving north and finally arrived at one of the most magical looking places in Australia. It's called the Hutt Lagoon, also known as the Pink Lake. And yes, it's really, really pink.
Wow, it's pink color.
Turn back. Say hi.
Hi, Mary.
What is this?
This is Pink Lake.
But if it's called a lagoon and a lake, what is it actually?
Good one. A lake is usually surrounded by land and filled with fresh water. A lagoon is more like a shallow body of water, sometimes salty and often connected to the sea. And Hutt Lagoon is a bit of both. It's very salty, shallow, and sits close to the coast, so people call it a lagoon. But since it's big and still like a lake, it also gets called the Pink Lake.
Hi, guys. Woo. Hi, Mary.
Hi!
Where are you now?
I'm at the Pink Lake.
Wow, why is it pink?
Because of the algae that live in the river.
Manny chạy xuống tuốt dưới kia luôn đi cho nó có màu hồng kìa. chạy xuống dưới kia đi Manny.
The real magic of Hutt Lagoon is its color, the amazing pink glow. So, why is it pink?
The pink comes from tiny algae called Dunaliella salina. They produce a red pigment. When the sun is bright and the weather is hot, the algae grows more and the pink color becomes even stronger. So if you visit on a sunny day, you'll see the bright bubblegum pink. But on cloudy or rainy days, it might look lighter or silvery.
And Australia is not the only place with a pink lake. You can find others in places like Mexico, Senegal, and Spain. But here's a heads up. Even though the pink water looks awesome, it's not safe to drink. And it's not great for swimming either.
That's because the water is super salty and the algae can sometimes irritate your skin. It's best to enjoy it with your eyes and your camera, not your swimsuit. So we've seen a pink lagoon, but did you know, depending on the algae, minerals, and the sunlight, lagoons all around the world come in all sorts of colors?
Yep, it can be blue or green. Some lagoons are even purple, red, or black. Blue is most common. It means the water is clear and deep, just like the blue lagoon in Iceland or the blue lagoon in Fiji.
The green lagoon is usually from green algae, like in El Golfo's green lagoon in the Canary Islands, Spain.
Purple lagoons are super rare, but if you go to the Salina de Torrevieja in Spain during sunset, the water can look pinkish purple.
And in Bolivia, there's even a red lagoon called Laguna Colorada. It looks like orange juice because of tiny red algae and salty minerals.
Some lagoons look black, like parts of the Amazon basin. That's from lots of leaves and natural stuff in the water. It's not scary, just nature being wild.
Each color tells a different science story about what's in the water, how the sunlight hits, and what lives inside. But no matter the color, remember, lagoons are delicate ecosystems, so we should always explore them with respect.
Wow, this is actually the lake, right? And at one point it was part of Indian Ocean.
Yeah, it was. Is it dangerous?
I don't think so.
Is it like really salty because of the algae?
Hey, did you know that Hutt Lagoon, the pink lake, used to be a part of the Indian Ocean?
Wait, what? You mean this pink lake was once under the sea? How did it become a lake?
That's right. Well, a long time ago, the ocean reached far inland. This area was actually covered by ocean water, but over time, the land around it rose up, and the ocean slowly moved back. So the water that got left behind stayed there. It created a giant salty puddle. That puddle slowly turned into a super salty lagoon. And ta-da! That's how Hutt Lagoon was formed.
And then pink algae moved in, and boom! Now it's a pink lake.
That's right. It's not connected to the ocean anymore, but it's still really close to the coast and super salty, which makes it perfect for pink algae to grow.
Wait, if this place was under the ocean, was it still part of the Western Australia back then?
Great question. Yes, even when it was covered by ocean water, the land underneath was still part of the land of what we call now Western Australia.
Oh, so the ocean water came and went, but the land didn't change countries.
Exactly. The land stayed the same, but the sea level changed. As the ocean pulled back and the land dried out, it just became part of inland Western Australia. So that's the end of our amazing road trip days in Western Australia, full of animals, pink lakes, sunshine, and so many memories.
But now, it's time to pause our RG adventure, because in our next video, we're heading somewhere completely different.
See you in Canada!